Light and peace, brothers and sisters. Topic of discussion today is ancient aliens. Ancient aliens is the topic of discussion today. Welcome to the OahspeCollegeUniversity. Now, I'm sure most of you must have Googled or searched aliens before, or ancient aliens. There's a popular series that comes up on TV, cable TV, under the History Channel or Scientific Channel. You must have seen where they talk about ancient aliens. Now, in watching this series on YouTube or the History Channel, they don't portray what exactly are ancient aliens. So today, I'm going to decode, which a lot of people already know who ancient aliens is, but I'm just going to say straight without sugarcoating. Ancient aliens are angels from heaven that visited us back in the days. These aliens are angels. But the question is, did these angels once live in our world? The answer to that question is yes. Angels once lived in our world. They were once human. When they were human, they died. After death, they crossed over to heaven. In return, they become angels. Now, they had other angels that came from the higher heaven belonging to our world, which is ethereal. Those came down during the time of Adam. Now, Adam is a race. Those angels, you might call them fallen angels, but they had a purpose. So, they came down to have sex with the race of Adam at that time. And we're talking about, they came down around 79,000 years ago. But the God of heaven and earth at that time, Sensitivity, was not crowned to be God until about 73,000 years ago, if you're to be counting from the year 1848. So during that time, the host of angels that came with sanctity were the one that had sex. They had sex with the race of Adam. So the race of Adam contains man and woman. They were not just one Adam. They were men and women, a race of humans at that time called Adam. This is where you get your ancient aliens from. So these aliens visited us. The angels were the one that visited us. And when they visited us, they had sex with the race of Adam. And the reason they had sex was that some of those angels that came down never lived a human life before, either on our planet or a star belonging to our planetary body, or another star outside of our planetary body. They never experienced corporeal life. They never experienced mortality. So they were the one that had sex with the race of Adam. And that's how you get your ancient aliens. Now, OahspeCollegeUniversity talks about billions and trillions of angels from different planetary bodies, from ethereal. Angels beyond our human imagination. I cannot even begin to describe these ancient aliens. But the topic today was just to give a full explanation to say that ancient aliens are just angels. The angels that once lived in our planet before, in our world before, or heaven belonging to our planet, or they lived in different stars or different planetary bodies in years beyond 91,000 years before. So, but OahspeCollegeUniversity talks about all these different angels, but the ancient aliens that we're referring to were the ones that came down with the host of sanctity. Sanctity was an archangel, and he was the God of heaven and earth, the first God of our world. And the angels that came with him, the host of angels that came with him, which you people might call the race of Eve. You might call it the race of Eve, while your Oahspe says that the race of Adam were Asu. They were Asuans, while the race of angels, they call them, of course, angels. But when they mix with the race of Adam, which they call Asu, you get your Ions. And Ions were spiritual. They understood spiritual stuff. Now, when they died, when those Ions died, most of them remained in the heaven belonging to it, because they were bound for 200 years. You see, even those angels that came down during the time of sanctities, most of them were bound too, because they've created human beings. They created the Ions. So they were bound for 200 years to live in our world. So this is where you get your ancient aliens from. You had about, after death, after those Ions died, or whatever they created during that time, if an Ion had sex with a different race, like a race of Druk, for example, or a race of Atsu, if they had humans, if they had children for them, then those angels are bound for 200 years in heaven. And they have to wait until they rise those children up in heaven also. So this is where you get your ancient aliens from. This is why angels were still visiting us, because they were bound for a period of 200 years. Now, Oahspe talks about this numerous of times, that if you have children, then you're bound for 200 years, because you have to raise those children up in heaven also. You know, you just don't give back in our world and then think that's it. No, you have to continue to teach. You have to continue to teach and educate and elevate these children up, physically and spiritually. So this is where you get your ancient aliens from. The question is, are angels still with us? Yes, they are. Angels are still with us, and they're still going to continue to be with us, because most of them are bound for 200 years. That's where you get your ancient aliens from. So, yes, the documentary on TV, on the History Channel, the Sci-Fi Channel, whatever it is, or any documentaries on cable TV, on YouTube, that talks about ancient aliens, they're talking about angels. And those angels once lived with us. And you still have some of them that live with us, which they call familiar spirits. The reason they're called familiar spirits is because they've not let go of their family desires. They are attached to family members. So they still remain with us. And then you got the demons who wants to take our spirit and put it aside and inhabit our body. You got the vampire spirit that want to suck our energy dry before we wake up. You see? So these are all ancient aliens. Your demons are ancient aliens. Your familiar spirits are ancient aliens. Your reincarnated spirits are ancient aliens. Your demons, your lusters, your spirit of darkness, those are still familiar spirits, because they're still bound to our world. They've not let go. So they are still ancient aliens, because they're still with us. They even have angels, numerous of angels that died about 7,000 years ago. And after they cross over to heaven, they've refused to rise from first resurrection, from first heaven to second heaven. They've refused to become bride and bridegroom of Jehovah. So they're still here. So yes, to answer your question, we still have ancient aliens among us. They're still with us, and they're still inspiring us, you know. So this topic of discussion today was just to decode that ancient aliens are still among us, and they're still going to be with us. And Oahspe decodes that these angels are bound onto us for 200 years if they have children. You see? So most of them still had children. Those ancient aliens back in the days had children. They manifested in themselves physically, which Oahspe calls sagis. They materialized themselves into physical human body. They had humanoid body. You see what I'm saying? Humanoid form. Light and peace, brothers and sisters. I hope you enjoyed today's topic. Today's topic was just to explain and summarize what ancient aliens are really. Light and peace. Bye bye now. Until our next documentary. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you and bye bye.